Drew Barrymore is being praised for her interviewing skills after this really beautiful, emotional, and vulnerable interview she had with Brooke Shields on her show. I think this is giving incredible light to what these two women went through at a young age, both as child actresses, how they were sexualized and how they were exploited, and how they then work through the validity of their feelings during the Me Too movement, given what they experienced as such young kids who could not possibly process what they were going through and didn't even know it was wrong at the time. But in addition to shedding light and giving space to this platform, I wanted to talk about authenticity for a second, because when you think of Drew Barrymore, bitch knows who she is, right? And when I talk about authenticity, the practice of being yourself, and when confidence is that being yourself becomes this habit, it's this way that you can habitually show up as this purposefully chosen self. This BuzzFeed article that collected a bunch of quotes on the topic summarizes it beautifully, because her authenticity is ultimately what allowed her and allows her to interview in the style that creates this safe space that lets other people feel like they can let down their guard and just be themselves as well. So this comment on Twitter that BuzzFeed quoted says, "Look at how she centers Brooke, praising her body language. She connects with her. She draws out a new angle of a years-old conversation. She does it in a way that doesn't feel invasive. Truly, she's remarkable. This is a gift." The gift that this Twitter user Joelle is responding to is Drew Barrymore's access to her very self, her ability to be herself at will. And since she is so comfortable in her body, that energy extends outward and affects the people around her. It becomes a real gift, this generosity with which you can show up and allow people to do the same for themselves. And in doing so, like this Twitter user said, from her eye contact to body language to everything, that she's locked in, really wants to make it a safe space, and she does it with the utmost care. I feel like she'd do this thing if the camera wasn't there. That's exactly what I'm talking about in here all the time. You should show up and talk to the camera as if it is a friend. You should show up and be the version of yourself that you would be, not the version of yourself that you would habitually fall back on, that curated, constructive self to please others, the version of you that you think other people want you to be. You should show up here and use it as a chance to explore the colors of you, practice being you, create a safe space. And this Twitter user pointed out something beautiful as well. The wonderful and fascinating thing about Drew as a talk show host is she speaks to her guests as if there's no audience. In her doing so, you don't feel forgotten or ignored, but like you've been allowed into an intimate space that requires the utmost respect. And this is how I try to show up in my content, and I think it's why some people are like, it feels like I'm just, FaceTiming with a friend. I could listen to you talk for hours, because I'm not here doing a performative version of Justin Schumann. I'm just here sharing me as I am. I will lovingly say I don't give a fuck about my audience, and by that I mean I am not going to do something that I think you want me to be. I'm not going to show up in an expected way. I'm going to show up in the way that I want to, and in a way generously gift you with the opportunity of coming into my world and seeing me as I am. You don't feel forgotten or ignored. It's actually an incredible sign of respect. Drew Barrymore's fucking awesome, and I want to be on her show.